Each year, over 250,000 children enter the foster care system and about 23,000 age out. I'm sure that we have all heard of the foster care system, but how many of us can actually say that we know anything about it? Some form of foster care has been around for hundreds of years. The current state it is in is much more advanced than it was even 30 years ago, but children who are a part of the system still face many struggles. Today, my goal is to teach you all about how the foster care system works, who is involved in the system, and also the process of aging out. The system has a lot of moving parts and includes some things that are beneficial for youth and other things that are harmful to them at times. There are so many children in the foster care system whose ages range from as young as infancy to as old as 21. First, I would like to address how foster care works. A child is entered into the system when their parents are no longer able to care for them. This can be for a multitude of reasons, including incarceration, drug use, alcoholism, abuse, and many more. According to an article from the National Foster Youth Institute, over 6 million children are at a high risk of being abused by their families annually. And this is represented by over 3 million reports of possible abuse that are filed every year. If a child is taken from their parents by Child Protective Services, more commonly known as CPS, then they are entered into the system. Once they are entered into the system, they will be assigned a caseworker who is in charge of their placement. Generally, youth are placed with a foster family where they are provided with basic necessities. This can be a positive experience for foster youth, but it also can be pretty negative at times. Children'sRights.org tells us that many of America's child welfare systems are badly broken and that children can suffer serious harm as a result. Being placed with a foster family is just one type of placement available for children in the system. Another type of placement that can be quite a bit less nurturing is a group home, which is normally for older children in care. Once youth have reached age 18, they are then given the opportunity for ILP, which is the Independent Living Program in the state of California. This allows for youth to live either in an apartment with a roommate and even sometimes completely on their own in a single bedroom apartment. So in the graph here, it shows some of the different places that foster youth go after they exit from care. This can be at any age. It doesn't have to be like once they are 18. And it shows that 51% are reunified with a parent, which is our ultimate goal. It is unknown to a lot of people that foster care doesn't actually end at age 18. Youth are able to stay in care with the support from their, youth are able to stay in care with the support from the system until they reach age 21. This process is called transitioning or aging out. The option to stay in care until age 21 was created through AB 12, which is an assembly bill that was passed in 2010 and went into effect in 2012 in the state of California. The main purpose of this bill is to allow youth to stay in care until their 21st birthday, but was also created to recognize how important family and permanency for youth is when they are in care. According to Bethany.org, about 51% of youth that enter the system will be reunified with parents, as shown in our graph. For those who do not experience reunification, it is usually very difficult. When they don't have a positive adult in their life to look up to, they aren't always able to have a positive outlook. When youth are transitioning out of care, they are provided with some support, but not as much as needed most of the time. Oftentimes, youth are in need of a positive role model who can guide them and give them advice. Youth in the system have endured difficult things and deal with a lot of trauma as a result. Since the support offered to them is limited, they oftentimes find it difficult to do things that most would find simple, like filling out a job or even college applications. In these statistics from the National Youth in Transition database, it shows that 26% of youth experienced homelessness within 2 years after leaving the system, 53% had not completed high school or gotten their GED, and 36% experienced incarceration within 1 year of exiting from care. In the state of California, there are programs that offer emotional support to those aging out of the foster care system. However, once they exit from care entirely, that support does go away. Though the system does have many flaws, it is still something that we as a society should be thankful for. There are so many children who without the system could possibly be living on the streets. The foster care system has a lot of moving parts and many people that are involved. This includes the children who depend on it for survival, the social workers who have one of the most important jobs in the community, and parents who may need just a little bit of help raising their children. As I close, I would like to leave you with this. We may never know what someone else is going through, but if we do whatever we can to support them, we can all become positive, helpful members of society. Thank you.